Welcome to the Tribe. I'm here with Coach Stanhope, the Andale Athletic Director. I'm going to ask him a few questions about this year's sports teams. So, Coach, what are you looking for in our sports teams for the rest of the year?
Winter sports teams?
Just sports teams in general, so
Okay.
spring and winter.
Gotcha. Looking for a fantastic finish here with our winter sports. We're sending 8 wrestlers that qualified for the state tournament in Salina this weekend. They were regional champs over at Wellington, and so they have an ambition to win state as a team. Plus, I know there's some individuals that will be in the front runner to win state as an individual. Our basketball teams, both boys and girls, are fighting for spots as far as sub-state seeding, and the way that works is higher seed host during sub-state. So boys are kind of locked in if they can just win one of these last 2 games here to finish up to where they'll be a top seed and they'll get to host on a Wednesday night and Friday night of next week. The girls are sitting here right now as a 5 seed, so they'll get to host the first game on Thursday, but they want to host it on Saturday as well. And so there's some things that got to work in their favor. But both are competing hard. They've had a tough schedule. We scheduled tough with some bigger schools at the beginning of the year. And so they're both trying to find their groove right now and finish strong. And then the last sports team that we have going on is bowling, and they just finished their season. Coach Jolly did a great job of taking a bunch of young bowlers and improving them. They finished 4th in the league, which is the highest they've ever finished as far as a team status. They've competed very well at regionals, although they did not qualify anybody for state.
What are you looking for in the spring sports?
Well, I would say spring sports, we are hands down probably the especially with track and field, the front runners every year to be in the mix right there for a state championship. So I know with Coach Ryan is looking forward to boys competing for state title as well as the girls, and it's kind of funny, most track schools don't ever talk about state championships, but I think here we're saying is that we'll be disappointed if we don't win it, just because all the talent that's amassed and going to compete this year. Girls softball, I believe will be, when they come out with the first rankings, they will be the #1 team ranked. That's not set yet, but they finished runner-up last year to Augusta. Augusta had a fantastic pitcher. That pitcher has graduated, and so I would say Andale Garden Plain softball is probably the front runner going in, and anything short of state championship there, they'll be disappointed. May not happen, and that's okay as long as they compete hard, but they definitely will be the front runner. And then Andale Garden Plain baseball as well. They're looking forward to, they're going to have a young group, so they're going to try to find some key guys and core guys to kind of build around and compete there as well.
Mm-hmm. Are you happy with how the sports teams have done so far this year? So like football, all the fall sports, and how the winter sports have done?
Before I go on, I can't forget about golf, boys golf. So I know we've got Coach Schuler's anticipating the boys golf team. I think they've qualified for state as a team. I don't know how many years in a row, but I know he's looking forward to having a good group of golfers, and I think there's 5 senior boys out going there. To answer your next question about how we performed so far, as an athletic director, obviously success makes everything better, in my opinion, but it's not always gauged on success. But I couldn't be more happy than to have the Andale football team win a state title. A lot of hard work that goes into that. Going from there, I couldn't be more happy with the success that the volleyball program's had over the last couple of years. Coach Burkamp's definitely done a great job of building that program, and they competed very hard, just fell short of a state title. Girls golf made it to state as a team. Morgan Brasser was our first ever individual state champion in golf. And so you've got all those programs that are going on, and cross country as well, with Coach Rangel taking over the program. They're competing and trying to get better. So I guess at the end of the day, I couldn't be more ecstatic about where we're at and how well our kids are competing and how our coaches are doing and pushing them and so forth. And I think, at the end of the day, people are looking at us to figure out how we can beat Andale instead of us looking to see what we got to do to beat them.
Mm-hmm. Are you happy with how the coaches have performed this year?
Absolutely. I think we have good people first in our positions of coaches. I know our coaches work extremely hard. They spend a lot of time away from their home and their families to make our kids and give them the opportunities to compete at the state level. That's not always easy. It's not easy on them and their families. But I'm extremely happy with the coaches that we have in place. You know, they need support from the community, they need support from me in the school, and then our kids, you know, at the same point, you know, they're going to push the kids, and sometimes that's always not. You know, kids come home and they may be unhappy about how practice went just because coach was hard on me, but at the same time, at the end of the deal, the end goal is that they want them to be the best they can, and that's what we're after. We want to treat the kids right, and I think all our coaches do. But at the end, they're trying to make them be better in what they think they can be.
What is something that you believe has kept Andale sports so successful over the past couple years?
Oh, I think there's a combination of things, to be honest with you. I think our weight room and weight philosophy and training in there has basically kind of, it's a multi-sport approach where we're trying to build the overall athlete and push them in that way. And so I think they're able to excel at every sport instead of being sport specific with what we're doing as far as in the weight room. I think our community support is outstanding and kind of gives us an advantage of if there's anything that we need to supplement or support our sports program. Our booster club does a fantastic job. And then there's members of the community as well who are always willing to lend a hand. And then probably the most important one is I think our kids are raised the right way, where they don't feel entitled. They know it's going to be hard. They know they're going to get pushed. And I think those things as kind of a collective group are what makes us what we are.
And final question, what does Andale tradition mean to you?
Well, I graduated here in 1997, and then I was the youngest of four kids going through, so I've been around Andale at high school athletics for a long time. We are basically a better product now than what we were when I was in high school, and we competed at some high levels, but I think we've taken it to where now it's a standard to be in the state mix where it wasn't really expected back when I was in school. And so Andale pride is something that I think everybody that goes to school here will always have. But the thing that I like to see is I'd like to see grandparents showing up to games and supporting their grandchildren, and where it's a generational thing of support versus, you know, I'm only going to the game to watch my kid. We have more of a community base where people are coming, they're just cheering for Andale in general. And to me, that's what Andale pride is.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
You bet. Appreciate it.